To all of you so-called black people who are still living in a dream world,
Right, because they're not a real black person unless you agree with me.
I want to tell you something. Officer Betty has received a lot of support
Well, how dare they? That's just unacceptable. Support? No.
from around this country.
And here I thought she was getting support from Africans or Saudi Arabia.
People are raising all kinds of money for this woman. All kinds of money. Now that sends a very strong message to us as so-called black people.
Wow. Share with us. What's the message?
It sends a message that if you kill an innocent black man in this country, in which, if you remember, she killed Terrence Crutcher,
And
who was said to have left his college class. He had just left class. Some articles or some news said that he was a pastor, but it's not really sure whether he was a pastor or not. But anyway, he was an upstanding citizen. That's all you need to know.
classic listen and believe.
And he posed no threat to her whatsoever.
Well, he was disobeying orders from the police to, stop and not go to his car. So, while he may not have posed a threat, as in he had a gun and was going to shoot them, he could have had a weapon in the car. Do you see where I'm going? Like, if he had just listened, if he had just listened to the cop, if he had just stopped, if he had just done what they said, he wouldn't have been shot. That doesn't mean his shooting was justified. I'll give my thoughts at the end of this. But if he just listened, if he just listened to the cops, just do what they say and you won't get shot, man.
They caught the whole thing on camera, in which you had people up, eyes in the sky even, the helicopter saying, oh, he looks like a bad man. These people are a poor judge of character, but anyway.
Like I said, I'll give my thoughts on that kind of thing at the end of this.
She's getting all this support. All of these people saying, look, I'm going to raise money for Officer Betty. Because what they are saying is that I don't care if this black man was innocent.
Have you asked them? Have you talked to them? Did they tell you that they don't care if he was innocent or not? I would like to know. I mean, I guess citation needed. Because it almost sounds like you're assuming. And we all know what happens when you assume, am I right? The point being is you don't know why they're donating or supporting her. They could be donating, supporting her for a number of reasons. They're probably doing it because they're tired of people like you. They're tired of fearmongers like you. They're tired of racists like you blaming white people and cops for every little thing. Terrence Crutcher is an actual, bad shooting. Like that is an actual bad thing that happened. Like Terrence Crutcher was unarmed. He was innocent. They shouldn't have shot him. They should have tased him. But because of people like you, and because of people, Black Lives Matter, that have given, black people such a bad name, that they probably don't trust you. And they don't trust the media, for sure, especially in the recent, cycle. They certainly don't trust the media. And they're not going to trust you because you guys have cried wolf so many times. I mean, especially with, Trayvon Martin, something like that. He was beating the guy, and it was either him or Trayvon Martin. But y'all just said no, it's police brutality and it's racism and it's But then when something actually happens, you have no leg to stand on because you basically lied and cried wolf so many times. You brought this on yourself.
We are going to support this white woman regardless to what she does.
Race is irrelevant. If she was black, it'd still be a bad shoot. If she was Hispanic, it'd still be a bad shoot. It'd still be a bad thing to happen. It still would be unacceptable. But you have to bring race into it, which is part of your racist bigotry. And Black Lives Matter, of course, as well. Shame.
You see, this is yet and still another expose of the wickedness in the hearts of these people.
She fell to her knees and started to cry because of what she did. And you're saying she's evil? Is that what you're saying? Because she doesn't seem evil to me. It seems like she made a mistake and she should certainly be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. And it shouldn't be based on race. It should be based on this individual case. But to call her wicked, I don't think she's wicked. I think she made a mistake. I think she got scared. I think she was frightened. But I don't think she was certainly not racist. But they're going to investigate that. But just to call her evil and wicked it's kind of bigoted, man.
You see, and too many of our sleepers want to ignore these things.
What's a sleeper?
And you want to pretend like we are living in a world where the trees are made of candy canes, where you have little blue dogs walking around. You see, you want to live in that world because you don't want to face reality. The real world is just too dark and too cold for you.
I agree, in the sense that, people, reality doesn't seem to match up with what a lot of people think, but for different reasons, obviously. You think people don't. You say reality is harsh because white people are racist, evil devils, and, whereas, it's not necessarily the case. But, alright, sure. Alright, guys, well, so, kind of cuts off at the end there, but, yeah, that was her video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thinking about doing these kind of videos a little bit more with some better editing, and this is just kind of a warm-up, I suppose. For my thoughts on Terrence Crutcher, she made a mistake. She's going to be prosecuted. Hopefully she's prosecuted. Hopefully she gets what she deserves. Probably jail time. And, it's a shame. But in a time when you fear-monger, in a time when you demonize cops, and when there's people out there threatening cops every day, when you have shootings like in Dallas, I almost can't blame them for being on edge like that. And that's what happens when you put someone in a climate like that. It's a shame. God bless.